Happy Friday, everybody. Time to have a look at our Fairview meet. We're on the turf track and Nino Podesta's chomping at the bit to give us some more winners as he continues to tip pick sixes and best bets. Rough day for us on Thursday. Sure, Thursday they sent us back to school on Thursday. But maybe Nino will get us out of trouble today. Let's hope that's the case. Remember, with Betway, you can open up your account on the QR code and they give you 6% back if you play with your totes betting with them. 6% on your settled bets. And start the new month with a fresh, new, unexpected, inflated balance. All right, let's get straight into the action. First race, this horse Daffodil Delight looks hard to beat. It's 11-20. Richard Fourie and Alan Greef, that's all the rage at the moment. Number 4, Rock Me Mama, is trading at 5-2. And then number 3, Marchland, there's been a little bit of interest in that because it's shortened from 12-1 to 8-1, and then 10s and better about the balance. Good morning, Nino.
Good morning, Clyde. Rock Me Mama is number 6, not number 4. But in any way, I think Daffodil's Delight is the right one. Very impressive winner first time out. Been by what a winter. I think the 12 is going to even be better. Unless there's a first timer that's got any kind of ability, surely this horse will take a power of beating. I mean, Richard Fourie sticks with it. The stable companion, Rock Me Mama, is the obvious danger of the race runners. But I'm in the camp of number 1 here. Daffodil's Delight, I think, completing, and the way it won first time out, I think he can carry on in his winning streak.
Is the stable confident, Nino?
Very confident, Clyde.
Very confident. Okay, so
and,
what's
you can take the double.
I was about to ask you. Yeah, what is it?
Daffodil's Delight onto Zanovi.
Onto who?
Zanovi,
okay. Daffodil Delight onto Zanovi. That's what Nino's recommending.
And then I will give you a treble, and then the treble onto Buffalo Bull, but that's my own fancy.
Okay, well, Zanovi's in race 5. Number 1 is 2-1 Zanovi. And there we heard from Nino, Buffalo Bull. He likes that as his own fancy. So thanks very much. That's in the second race, Buffalo Bill, who's trading in the red. But that's our all to come, and that's our bipod. Buffalo Bill's best in at the weights up against the next race. 2 kilos better than that horse, Royal Kingdom. And he's a horse that's won his last 2 quite convincingly. So he's in very good form at the moment as Buffalo Bill. Tyra Lang trains this and ridden by Wayne Agrella this Friday afternoon. Second race is due to go at 1:05. And Buffalo Bill this morning on Betway is trading at 17-20. 3 Pump It Up is trading at 5-2. Number 5 Silver City's 11-2. And it's only a 4-horse field now that the 4 is scratched. Number 2 Royal Kingdom is at 7-1. So you've already told us that Buffalo Bill will win, eh, Nino?
Clyde, I think so. That's my personal opinion. This is a serious racehorse. And I know he's got the Western Cape Raider to beat, but I think he's up to it. This horse, Clyde, is going to go places. And I personally believe that he'll be competitive in other centres. That's how highly I rate him. This is my best bet on the card. We got 17-10 already. It is now 17-20. There's been a lot of money for it, so the word is out.
Okay, hard to beat Buffalo Bill. There is respect for Justin Snaith's Pump It Up from the Western Cape, but Nino says not today. PA's Banker 1 by Banker 1 by 3 and 6 by Banker 1 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 by Banker 1 by 1, 4 and 5 for just 30 Rand. A horse out of the Western Cape called Rashetu comes to the Eastern Cape to have a go, or to Quebecer as we know it nowadays. Rashetu is currently trading top of the board. JP van der Merwe is there to pick up the pieces. He's riding this horse, and it's 16-10 at the moment. 7 Makajima is 4-1 second favourites. 4 Bugle is at 10-1, so is the 6 Kitchdy at 10-1. And then you can get 10-1 about Peekaboo as well. 14s and better about the balance. How strong's this field, Nino, is the question. Tell us about the strength of the field that Rashetu takes on, because the Rashetu form, although he's placed in the Western Cape, I see the form lines are not really holding up. But if the form in this particular race for the balance of the run is not great, then it'll probably win.
Yes, Clyde. I think you're right. It's not a very strong field. There's horses here that have had many attempts to win the maiden, and they haven't done so. Horse in question would be a horse like Cicerando, who's had 7 attempts, and then you got Bugle that's had 10 attempts. So for that reason, you might say it's not a strong form line, but the run behind Rockin' and Rollin', I think, is stronger, or much stronger than anything in this race. But I do respect number 7, Makajima, that also brings Cape Town form. But for the fact that Rashetu has got a better draw and coming down with Justin, I think Justin is looking to break the maiden with this horse. That's why he's brought it down. And I think that's the right one. Clyde, I've bankered it in the PA, but I've added the 7 in the Bible.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, the 7 is a jockey strike of note, with all due respect, although it's not the best draw. But Richard Fourie now does pick up the ride, so huge respect there. But Rashetu, however, is the horse to beat. Nino's pick 6, first leg 1 and 7, with a good few bankers in there, and that'll only cost 72 Rand, but feel free to add in wherever you want. Let's move on to our next race on the card. Have a look where number 3, Champagne Blaze, is top of the boards. Richard Fourie and Alan Greeff team up here. They're 17 to 10. There is some interest. It has shortened from 18 to 10 into 17 to 10. But the money hasn't stopped with this horse, Truly Magical, who comes from the Crawford stable now with the Kelly Mitchley yard. Muzi Yeni's riding this, has shortened from around 4 or 5 to 1, I think it was. Now 17 to 10 joint favourite. This horse, if you go 2 or 3 runs back, kind of represents Tintin's form in a certain respect. I think ran within a couple of lengths to Tintin a few runs ago. So obviously shooting the lights out at home. And number 4, Lana View, is at 8 to 1. 9 Jazz Away is 9s, and 10 to 1 and better about the balance. So at the moment, they joints, Nino, Champagne Blaze and Truly Magical. Which one for you?
And I'm not going to split them, Clyde, because both stables are very confident. And I mean very, very confident. But you talk about form lines, and you're talking about Tintin. The one that stands out to me with Truly Magical is when she ran 10 lengths behind Split the 8. We all know what Split the 8 has gone on to do. And you would believe that Split the 8 would beat a field like this by 10 lengths or more. And the fact that she's getting 2.5 kilos from Champagne Blaze, you have to be in the camp of Truly Magical. But only slight preference. I would definitely include both in all exotics. Number 3, Champagne Blaze, and number 6, Truly Magical. But if you ask me for my outright, I would go with number 6.
Okay. Champagne Blaze, by the way, first run for Alan Greeff. It's an ex-Vaughan Marshall horse from the Western Cape. And see how he does. But Nino's first choice, Truly Magical. It's the money horse. They haven't stopped backing this. It's only a 12 Rand jackpot. Race number 5 on the card over 1,800 metres. And let's take a look at this Pinnacle Stakes, where Zanobi's best in, 3 kilos best in here. Got a bit of a draw to worry about, but Richard Fourie tends to have, he's got the habit of dropping horses out now. You would have noticed most of them come from the back of the field. He seems like he wants to give horses chances, and it's the horse to beat, no doubt. It's currently trading at this moment in time with Betway at 2 to 1. Second choice, number 6 on the card, Get Impressed, who's at 5 to 2. Justin Snaith's there with a good few horses. JP van der Merwe is riding this, and is second choice in Greg Bortz's colours. 2, Zatara Magic is 6 to 1, and number 7, Globally Ali, is 12s and 14s and better about the balance. So let's talk about Zanobi. I'd imagine he'll get dropped out, or do you think he's the kind of horse that Richard might commit and go with him early? I don't know, Nino. What do you think?
No, never. I don't think from that draw over 1,800 meters that Richard's going to take the horse to the front. And no chance of that. I don't believe that, but I would like him to be a little bit handy. Look, he won over the 1600, been handy up last time. People might have concerns. I don't have any concerns him staying this 1800. The way he finished last time, and under the conditions of he's got most of these horses beaten, except for the Western Cape Raider. Get impressed. Now, I think that Richard will come out and probably lie midfield, because remember, he's going an extra 200 meters, and the way he finishes it, I think he'll be about 3-4 lengths off the leaders, and then come with a storming run. If he, I have no problem with the 18, but if he should be the right one here, Clyde. Besides Western Cape Raider, I think he'll take all the beating. I'm very strong with number 1 Zenobi to win again today.
Okay, got it. Thank you for that. And banker Zenobi for Nino in his second jackpot opportunity. Again, an affordable $18. Let's move on to the next race on the card now. Have a chat about what's coming, and it's a handicap. It's over 1,200 metres, race number 6. So being on the turf, remember, it will be an up the straight race, this. And let me give you the latest in the betting as far as Betway are concerned. Roman Agent is top of the boards, 3-1 at the moment. Number 2, Guy Gibson, is 33-10. 1, Anushka's World, is 4-1. 3, Joker Man's 11-2. And 10-1 about number 9, Imaginable. Roman Agent has been in pretty good form, and the stable's very well at the moment too. So must have another serious claim of getting it right. I mean, current form, winner of his last start. I know he just got up on the line on that occasion over the 12. But he tends to, one gets the feeling he's got more to give, this horse, Nino.
Yes, Clyde. And just to let you know that on paper, if this race was run on paper, people would say that Roman Agent has absolutely no chance of beating Anushka's World, whom he beat last time by half a length, and he's 5.5 kilograms better off. But races are not run on paper, and also they've made fools of a lot of people with weight swings. So I wouldn't look into that or see much into that. I think Roman Agent can win again. Last time out, he only just got up, but there was reasons why, and he could have won much easier than that margin suggests. So he's very much alive here. I'll make a few. I think Guy Gibson could be the right one here, but then again, Richard opts to stay with Joker Man, so you've got to put that in. Anushka's World at the weights has to go in, and Imaginable. And then just one outsider that I've added is Dubai Hills. Now, if you go back a couple of rounds, you'll notice that she ran only half a length behind a horse called Song of Myself, which is highly rated in PE. So that could cause an upset. But all in all, I would add a few here. But if you had to push me for my top choices, it would be Guy Gibson and Roman Agent.
Yeah, I think you're right about Guy Gibson. I think Andrew Fortune did nothing wrong with it last time. And 33-10 at the moment. Roman Agent, a big runner at 3-1. But we're boxing this trifecta. That's on screen. So here's a horse that comes out of the Scepter Stakes that's running in the Eastern Cape. Symphony in White, Candice Bass and JP van der Merwe. Let me have a look at what Betway think of this. It's 22-10 after being around 28-10 earlier or yesterday. So money for Candice Bass and JP here. 11 Danish Dynamite. Also talking about market movers. It's also shortened from 5-1 to 33-10. For Dean Smith, likely to be his best runner on the day. 3 Song of Myself is at 13-2. Calvin Habib riding particularly well with his boost on Thursday. He had a double on his birthday, so he's in a good mood. And another one of the Dean Smith horses who's 13-2 at the moment. And Andrew Fortune teams up with Justin Snaith on number 8, Wild Applause, who is at 13-2. Not forgetting, of course, about the local factor, i.e. Richard Fourie and Alan Greef, who trade at 10-1 with the 5 Princess Hannah, and then it's 12s and better about the balance. Symphony in White, the right horse, or does it go deeper?
Now, for me, it's a right horse. But then again, I must stress that this is only my personal opinion. I think Candice Bells has found the right race for this filly. I believe that the form or the horses she's been taken on in the Western Cape are much stronger than this. So, to me, I can't see her getting beaten. And the more I look at this race, the more I can't find any horse that can take her on here. I think she'll win. I think she's one of the better bets on the card. But Clyde, like I said earlier on, the pick six is only 72 Rand. And I know there are people that are going to be skeptical about this race. So if you add in Song of Myself, you add Wild Applause, and you add Danish Dynamite, the pick six will cost you 288 Rand. Just to say that I think Danish Dynamite is more effective over the 1,000. That is my only concern with Danish Dynamite.
Okay, it's a listed race, so make a note of the weights. And in terms of the weights, Symphony in White and Danish Dynamite, on their ratings, there's nothing in it. So not one doesn't have a particular advantage over the other. Of course, the difference being, Western Cape and Eastern Cape horses, you perhaps want to, give a waiver, so to speak, to the Eastern Cape of how many ever pounds you believe them to be inferior. So if that's the case, then Nino's correct that Symphony in White will be hard to beat. Let's go on to the last race. Tricky race this, handicap for the girls over the mile. And let me bring you up to speed with what's going on in the market Friday morning. I'll tell you now that One Lady Bomber, top of the boards at 7-2. Number 4, Saigon Susie's 9-2. 2 Back for More, 5-1. 5 Valera Mumbo's at 13-2. 12 Potenza is at 15-2. And 7 Desert Cloud is 10-1. It's 12s and better about the balance. Not an easy race. This Saigon Susie's had a couple of chances now, Nina. She's had 2 chances already. They weren't too bad, the 2 runs, but I thought she'd run better than that, to be quite honest. So I thought an open race.
Yeah, let me just touch on Saigon Susie. You might think it was not good runs, but remember they were both on the poly. And this is a turf horse. I've been waiting for Saigon Susie to come on the turf. I think she'll run a massive race today, back on the turf, back over 1,600 meters, from a 1 draw with Richard Fourie up. And I would put a line through the last 2 runs, the 2 runs she's had in P, because they were both on poly. Now, if you remember 2 weeks ago, we labeled Volare Mamba, right?
Yeah.
It went out from 5-1 or 6-1 to 33-1 come race time, and Julia obliged for us. And going to 1,600, I think this is another runner that has to be included. And you have to have respect for number 1, Lady Bomber, Clyde. So I make it between those 3. Back for More, I've left out because I think he's better on the poly. So I've ignored that. But if you want to add that in, the pick 6 is not a big firm. People can add a good couple of horses here that they think needs to be added in. But I'm in the camp of number 4, Saigon Susie. I'm not saying she will win, but I'm sure she'll run a much improved race than the 2 runs that she had on the poly there in PE. My second choice, I can't split 1 and 5. So I'm going 1-4, 1-5 or 4-5-1.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Saigon Susie now back on the grass, and that may well make the difference. Thank you for watching Betway's Weighted to Win this Friday. I hope you had a good one. We look forward to going to Turfentine on Saturday.